Welcome back to Rise&Mine. We're going to get started and learning how to put a metric into process mining, or WIP. First, I want to teach you some other metrics so that you can understand how we can use these metrics to tell us what's going on in our process, and then we'll learn how to improve it. All right, let's go through the flow. We have what we call average case duration in power mining. In lean, we call it flow time or lead time. Same thing. We have two different, we got power mining that does things, and we got lean that does things, we got data science that does things, and everyone names something different because it has to be confusing, of course. But all we're doing is we're calculating and following the stuff. How much stuff do we have in our process? And where is it? And why is it there? Is it stuck? How long is it taking? When can I tell the customer it's going to be ready? And we call that flow time. All right. Basically, each item has its own flow time, how long it's in there. We take them all together. We now have an average, or average case duration. Our flow rate is our throughput. How much gets through each day? Think about it like a really big slide with a lot of kids on it, right? They're sending the kids down, boom. And each kid's coming off maybe one a minute, boom. Well, a shorter slide, if you're sending the kids off at the same rate of speed, they're gonna be done faster, right? So maybe it's every 30 seconds, okay? So we wanna understand where maybe we sent a kid and they got there. I don't know. We'll think through the analogy next. All right. So we want to understand what's going on in our process, how we started out with 6 kids, we got through it, and we ended up with 4. So somehow we got 2 kids stuck up there. What's going on? Where is our inventory quantity? How much is stuck in our process? Let's make Little's Law very simple to understand. We want to understand how many items are considered work in progress. What is considered in our process from start to stop? What is maybe stuck or walking through the process, but just how it actually takes, it just takes an average length of duration of a certain amount. In power mining, we call it case duration. Outside in lean, we call it average flow time. But we're going to call it average case duration so that it makes sense from power mining perspective. Now, our throughput is actually determined by how much comes out by the end of the day. So if we kind of say, look, we have 48 cases and the 48 cases finish within 24 hours, obviously clearly less than that, but we can actually now calculate that and say, look, our flow case duration, our flow time, we actually have to convert our average case duration into a decimal. So 7 hours and 0.13 hours. And then we now have to convert over 48 divided by 24. So how many cases per hour within a given day? So now we take our 2 cases an hour, multiply that by our 7.13, and we have 14.3 cases is actually what we consider to be work in progress throughout our process, okay? So that's good to see when we make changes, what happens to our WIP. Does it go down? Does it go up? Now there's 2 levers here. There's speed, right? Which is kind of flow time. How long it takes us to maybe bake a cake, or how long does it take us to bake bread? Maybe we can't change that. It's going to be really static. So if the only thing we can change is how much is coming in, maybe we can slow how many customers we have or increase the number of customers we have. Or we start looking at the process throughput to see maybe we have 2 ovens or multiple ovens. So we can do 5 at a time instead of 1 at a time. To take this formula, because it's not found in power mining, there is a way that we can actually create it. So we're going to take our WIP, number of cases, times our average case duration. Now, because of the way Power Mining calculates time, we then divide it by the length of the period, okay, our start and stop. And then we have our formula. So let's take a look at how we put this together in our formula. If we go into our process mining, and this, by the way, if you download your process mining app, and it's now on the desktop, and you go into your process mining, these are our statistics. So we can see each case time, each start, duration, active case time, waiting time, utilization. Utilization, basically, sometimes people may not be working because they're waiting for different pieces of information, or they're waiting for an item to come to them. So utilization is actually tracking how much that item is being utilized, or if it's been sitting. And of course, we have our rework and we have our loop. All right. So now I want to add another one. And I'm going to show you what we did here. Same number that we used here, we're going to actually round it. That's all we did differently, to 2 decimal points. But we have our stats, our average, case duration, our max, case end, minus our case start. That's really all we're doing to figure out our time. Once we are able to do it, we can enable it or disable both our throughput and our metric. And now we're able to create it. So if I go back into my case overview, right, because we're looking at it, it wouldn't be the activity name. This is clearly something, a metric that's above your entire process. It's a case overview stat. And we actually want to measure it. We're going to go to these buttons right here and select all values. And there should be our new metrics. Throughput is 2 per hour, and our WIP is currently a 4.4, or Little's Law. So we've been able to now calculate this and keep it as a metric as we observe our process and make improvements. We're going to go into more data later and getting things warmed up and get you used to understanding all the different tools that are involved here. If you're following along with your own process, tell me what you discover and what you want to fix next. Thanks for watching. Let's turn chaos into control, one bottleneck, one loop, one metric at a time.